नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायण नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरयेत्। नष्टाप्रयेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवती उत्तमश्लोके भक्ति नैष्टिके। ओमज्ञानतिमृन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। मुखं करोति पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं देवतारिणम्। परमानन्दमाधवं त्रिचैतन्येश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद प्रिय द्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकदामयं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। प्रभुपाद की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 4, Krishna, the fourth order, chapter 22, four Kumaras, two Kumaras meeting with four Kumaras, verse number 20, verse number 25. Hare Moho Tatpara Karna Pura Guna Vidanena Vijrambanan Anaya भक्त्या हि असंग सदसति अनात्मनि निर्गुणे ब्रह्मणि च अंजसारथिः। Very beautiful verse. हेर्मो तत्परकर्ण पुरा गुणाभिधानेन विजृम्भणा अनया भक्त्या हि असंग सदसति अनात्मनि स्यान् निर्गुणे ब्रह्मणि चाञ्जसारथिः। हरेर्मो तत्परकर्ण पुरा गुणाभिधानेन विजृम्भणा अनया भक्त्या हि असंग सदसति अनात्मनि स्यान् निर्गुणे ब्रह्मणि च अंजसारथिः। Hare of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, move constantly. Tatpara in relation with the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Karna Pura, decoration of the ear. Guna Abhidhanena, discussing transcendental qualities. Vijrambana, Vijramba Anaya, by increasing Krishna consciousness, Bhaktya, by devotion, he is utterly Asanga, uncontaminated. Sat Asati, the material word Anatmani, opposed to spiritual understanding, Syat should be Nirguna in transcendence. Brahmani, the Supreme Lord, Cha and Anjasa, easily, Rati, attraction. Translation by Divine Grace J.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki Jai. The devotee should gradually increase the culture of devotion service by constant hearing of the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These pastimes are like ornamental decorations on the ears of the devotees. By rendering devotion service and transcending the material qualities, one can easily be fixed in transcendence and the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The devotee should gradually increase the culture of devotion service by constantly hearing of the transcendental qualities of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. These pastimes are like ornamental decorations on the ears of the devotees. By rendering devotion service and transcending the material qualities, one can easily be fixed in transcendence in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We'll see that the highest level of ecstasy in ornaments or decorations today. Purport by Sri Prabhupada. This verse is especially mentioned to substantiate the devotional process of hearing the subject matter. A devotee does not like to hear anything other than subjects dealing with the spiritual activities. or the pastimes of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We can increase our propensity for devotional service by hearing Bhagavad Gita and Srimad Bhagavatam from realized souls. As so Kapila Devi explaining to Mother Devahuti when she asked, Satam prasangat mama virya samvido bhavanti harat karma rasayana naso joshanat apavarga vartamana shraddha bhakti ratir anukramishyati. Hearing from the realized souls, pure devotees, Mahabhagavad. The more we hear from realized souls, the more we take advancement in our devotional service. Prakrishta Rupena. Prasangam Vajram Pasam Atmano Kurya. Mokshadvaram Apavatam. As we hear, take the association and hear from those. The more we advance in devotional life, the more we become detached from this material world. Vairagya Vidya, Nija Bhakti Yoga. Automatically detachment will happen, internal detachment. The more we become detached from the material world, as advised by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the more we increase in attachment for the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Therefore, a devotee who actually wants to make progress in devotional service and go back home, back to Godhead, must lose interest in sense enjoyment and associating with persons who are after money and sense gratifications. This is the advice of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Nishkinchasya Bhagavad Bhajanonmukasya Param Param Jagamishor Bhavasagarasya Sandarshanam Vishinam Atayoshitam Chahanta Hanta Vishabhakshanam Apyasadu. Two things to be avoided has been mentioned if you want to become Nishkinchan. Kinchan means one possesses. Nishkinchan or Akinchan is the same thing described many times Kunti Maharani's prayers also. One must come to this process of akinchana. He doesn't possess anything. Everything belongs to the Supreme Lord. The Brahmani, word Brahmani is used in this verse is commented upon by the impersonalists or professional reciters of Srimad Bhagavatam, who are mainly advocates of the caste system by demoniac birth rate. They say that Brahmani means the impersonal Brahman, but they cannot conclude this with reference to the context of the words Bhaktya and Gunavidhanena. According to the impersonalists, there are no transcendental qualities in the impersonal Brahman. Therefore, we should understand that Brahmani means in the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, as admitted by Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita. Therefore, wherever the word Brahma is used, it must refer to Krishna, not to the impersonal Brahman effulgence. Brahmed Paramatmed Bhagavan iti Shabdaye. The Brahman, Paramatma, and Bhagavan can all be taken in total as Brahman. But when there is reference to the word Bhakti or remembrance of transcendental qualities, this indicates the Supreme Personality of Godhead, not the impersonal Brahman. आनंद लीलामय विग्रहाय हेमावधि विच विसुंदराय तस्मै महाप्रेम रसप्रदाय चैतन्य चंद्राय नमो नमस्ते आजानुलंबित भुजौ कनकावदातो संकीर्तनैक पितरो कमलाय तक्षो विश्वम्भरो द्विजवरो युगधर्म पालो वंदे जगत प्रिय करो करुणावतारो. Now we'll see the verses. Why did Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared? For what reasons? Because it gets into this transcendental ecstasy. It's increasing more again and again. It is increasing and increasing. There is no end to it. Sri Chaitanya Prasadena Tadrupasya Vinirnayam Balo Api Krute Shastram Društva Vraja Vilasina. By the mercy of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even a foolish child can fully describe the real nature of the Lord Krishna, the enjoyer of the pastimes of Vraja, according to the vision of the revealed scriptures. All glories to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all glories to Lord Nityananda, all glories to Sri Advaita Acharya, and all glories to the devotees of the Lord Chaitanya. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya, Jaya Nityananda, Jaya Advaita Chandra, Jaya Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. So one of the main reasons of Lord Krishna has appeared has been described here. सत्य के यही हेतु किंतु यही बहिरंग आर एक हेतु सुने आचे अंतरंग. Although this is true that to deliver the people, this is true. This is but the external reason for the Lord's incarnation. Please hear one another reason, the confidential reason for the Lord's appearance. As Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared, Lord Krishna Chaitanya Mahaprabhu descends to propagate the chanting of the holy name and to spread love of Godhead. Now, the another reason is explained, but there are other reasons, three other reasons which we are going to describe. The scripture proclaims that Lord Krishna previously descended to take away the burden of the earth. Swayam Bhagavan karma nahi bara harana. Siddhi karta Vishnu karena jagat palana. To take away this burden, however, is not the work of Supreme Personality of God, the maintainer. The Lord Vishnu is the one who protects the universe. Kintu Krishnera yei haya avatara kala bhara harana kala tate haila mishala. But the time to lift the burden of the world mixed with the time for Lord Krishna's incarnation. पूर्ण भगवान अवतार यही काले आर सब अवतार तांते आसी मिले. When an incomplete supreme personality of God descends, all other incarnations appear along with him. अतएव विष्णु तकाना कृष्णेर शरीरे विष्णु द्वारे करे कृष्ण असुर संहारे. At that time, therefore, Lord Vishnu is present in the body of Lord Krishna, and Lord Krishna kills the demons through him. अनुसंग कर्म यही असुर मारण यही लागे अवतार कही से मूल कारण. Thus, the killing of the demons is but secondary work. I shall now speak of the main reason for the Lord's incarnation. प्रेम रस निर्यास करीते आस्वादना राग मार्ग भक्ति लोके करीते प्रचारण. रसिक शेखर कृष्ण परम करुणा यही दुई हेतु हईते इचार उद्गम. These are the two main reasons. The first one is Lord's desire is to appear was born from two reasons. Lord wanted to taste the sweet essence of the mellows of love of God, and he wanted to propagate devotional service in the world on the platform of spontaneous attraction. Thus, he is known as supremely jubilant and as the most merciful of all. It goes now at very intense. ऐश्वर्य ज्ञाने ते सब जगत मिश्रित ऐश्वर्य शिथिला प्रेम नहीं मोर प्रीता. All the universe is filled with the conception of my majesty, but love weakened by that sense of majesty does not satisfy me at all. हमारे ईश्वर माने अपना के हीना तार प्रेम वसा आमी ना ही अधीना. If one regards me as supreme lord and himself as subordinate, I do not become the subservient to his lord, nor can it control me. That's why again and again, why someone wants to hear and chant. See, Lord Krishna himself wants to hear and chant and be in this association of not those who are master servant relationship, but rather highest in the Vrindavan Ras. हमारे ताई यही भक्ति बाजे यही भावे तारे से भाव भजे यही मोर स्वभावे. In whatever transcendental mellow my devotee worships me, I reciprocate with him. That is my natural behavior. Further, Lord Krishna explains, the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains the more actual real reasons, the three reasons why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Lord Krishna has appeared, has been given. 1 minute. यही मत पूर्वे कृष्ण रसेर साधना यद्यापि करिल रस निर्यास चर्वण तथापि नाहिले तीर वांछित पूर्ण ताने आस्वादिते यदि करिल यतन. Even though Lord Krishna, the abode of all mellows, had previously in this way chewed the essence of the mellows of love, still he was unable to fulfill the three desires. Lord Krishna appeared in Dwarka Lila, in Dwapara Yuga, he couldn't fulfill three desires. So that's why again he appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. अनार्पित चिरम चिरा करुणया अवतीर्ण कलो समर्पयितुम उन्नत उज्ज्वल श्रीयंबसम. हरि पुरट सुंदर द्युति कदम्ब संदीप सदा हृदय कंदरे स्फुरत वा सचिनंदन. This kind of love, pure Krishna prema was not given before by any other incarnation as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given. Liberation was given, but Krishna prema, especially at the highest level of Sakya, Vatsalya, Madhurya, was not given at all. So that's why now we'll see what that is. तन्हार प्रथम वांचा करिए व्याख्यान कृष्ण कहे अमी हई रसेरा निधान. I shall explain his first desire. Krishna says, I am the primary cause of all rasas. पूर्णानंद माया अमी चिन्मय पूर्ण तत्व राधिकार प्रेमी अमे कराय उन्मत्त. I am the full spiritual truth and I am made of full joy, but the love of Srimad Radharani drives me mad. ना जानी राधार प्रेमे आचे कटा बला ई बला मारे करे सर्वदा विह्वला. I do not know the strength of Radha's love with which she always overwhelms him. This is the first reason. It goes in detail. Then two other reasons are explained. राधिकार प्रेम गुरु अमी शिष्य नता सदा अमा नाना नृत्य नचाय उद्भता. The love Radhika is my teacher and I am her dancing people. Her prema makes me dance various novel dances. Kasmat Vrunde Priya Saki Hare Pada Mulat Kuto Vaso Kundaranye Kim Iha Kurute Nritya Siksham Guru Ka Tam Tvam Murti Prati Tarulatam Dik Vidik Spuranti Sailu Siva Brahmati Parito Nartayanti Swa Paschat. Oh, my beloved friend Vanda, where are you coming from? I am coming from the feet of Sri Hari. Where is he? In the waters of the bank of Radhakund. Oh, what is he doing there? He is learning dancing. Who is his master? Your image Radha revealing itself in every tree and creeper in every direction is roaming like a skillful dancer, making him dance behind. That's why Vrunda Devi is always there. She is the one assisting and in Radha and Krishna's pastime. So without her, there is no possibility to enter into this ras. Nija prema swade more haya ei ahlada taha haite koti guna radha prema swada. Whatever pleasure I get from tasting my love for Srimad Radharani, she tastes 10 million times more than me by her love. आम्ही आयचे परस्पर विरुद्ध धर्माश्रया राधा प्रेम तैचे सदा विरुद्ध धर्म माय. Just as I am the abode of all mutually contradictory characteristics, so Radha's love is always full of similar contradictions. राधा प्रेम विभु यारे विदिते नाही तानि तदापि से क्षणे क्षणे बढ़ाए सदाय. The Radha's love is all pervading, leaving no room for expansion, but still it is expanding constantly. This is why I mentioned in this verse again and again how it is going, because this is there in the original ras in between Radha and Krishna. So why not here? Why it won't be here? यहाँ वहाँ ये गुरु वस्तु नाही सुनिश्चिता तथापि गुरुर धर्म गौरव वर्जिता. There is certainly nothing greater than her love, but her love is devoid of pride. That is the sign of its greatness. यहाँ इते सुनिर्मला द्वितीय नाही आरा तथापि सर्वदा वाम्य वक्र व्यवहारे. Nothing is purer than her love, but its behavior is always perverse and crooked. Krishna is crooked, three-bended form. So now it gets more exciting. Vibhurapi Kalyan Sada Vridhim Gururapi Gauravacharya Vihina Muhur Upachita Vakrimapi Suddho Jeti Mura Dvishi Radhika Anuraga. Although it is to Radha's love for Krishna, the enemy of the demon Mura, although it is all pervading, it tends to increase at every moment. Although it is important, it is devoid of pride. And although it is pure, it is always beset with duplicity. But this nothing is material in this though. Sei Premera Sei Sri Radhika Parama Ashraya Sei Premera Ami Ha E Kevala Vishaya. Sri Radhika is the highest abode of that love, and I am its only object. विषय जातीय सुख अमार आस्वाद अमाहिते कोटि गुण आश्रयेर आह्लाद. I taste the bliss to which the object of love is entitled, but the pleasure of Radha, the abode of that love, is 10 million times greater. See what Lord Krishna is tasting here. आश्रय जातीय सुख पैते मन दाया यत्ने आस्वादिते नारी की करी उपाय. My mind races to taste the pleasure experienced by the abode, but I cannot taste it even by my best effort. How may I taste it? कबो यदि यही प्रेमेरा हया आश्रय तबे यही प्रेमानंदेर अनुभव हया. If sometime I can be the abode of that love, only then may I taste this joy. ये तो चिंती कर रहे कृष्ण परम कौतुकी हृदय बढ़ाए प्रेम लोभ दकी. Thinking in this way, Lord Krishna was curious to taste that love. His eager desire for that love increasingly blazed in his heart. This is the first reason. Now the second reason is coming up. ये एक सुना आर लोभेर प्रकार स्वा माधुर्य देखी कृष्ण करे न विचार. This is one desire. Now please hear of another. Seeing his own beauty, Lord Krishna began to consider. First one is Radha's love, now the sweetness, then the rasas. These are the three reasons. Adbhuta Ananta Purna Mora Madhurima Tri Jagate Ihar Keha Nahi Paya Sima. My sweetness is wonderful, infinite and full. No one in the three worlds can find its limit. E Prema Dware Nitya Radhika Ekali Amara Madhuryamruta Aswade Sakali. Only Radhika by the strength of her love tastes all the nectar of my sweetness. यद्यपि निर्मल राधार सत प्रेम दर्पण तथापि स्वच्छता तारा body क्षणे क्षण. Although Radha's love is pure like a mirror, its purity increases at every moment. So first was Radha, Srimad Radharani's love. Now the how much the ecstasy and sweetness increasing. How it is increasing? Unless you be in the shoes of Srimad Radharani, there is no way. You have to be in the other side. Taste. You cannot taste it unless you are really experiencing you yourself in the gopis and Radharanis. That's what is explained. The second reason. हमारा माधुर्य नाही बढ़ीते अवकाश यही दर्पणेर आगे नव नव रूपे भासे. My sweetness also has no room for expansion, yet it shines before that mirror in newer and newer beauty. मन माधुर्य राधार प्रेम दोन्हे होदा करी क्षणे क्षणे बड़ा दोन्हे का कहे नाही हरि. So that's why we have to give this manmani business of the mind is always telling rejecting things, anything other than Krishna. It is always rejecting, doesn't want Krishna. But here you can see how the gopis and Radha's love is increasing. Everything, mind, intelligence, senses, body, everything belongs to Krishna, using in Krishna's business. There is a constant competition between my sweetness and the mirror of Radha's love. They both go on increasing, but neither knows defeat. हमारा माधुर्य नित्य नव नव हय स्व स्व प्रेम अनुरूप भक्ति आस्वादय. My sweetness is always newer and newer. Devotees taste it according to their own respective love. First is the love, and the second reason is the sweetness, the intense bliss they are feeling. They are seeing in the heart. It's increasing. It's not stopping. Going Ananda Vardhanam, increasing. दर्पण आदये देखी यदि अपान माधुरी आस्वादिते या लोभ आस्वादिते नारी. If I see my sweetness as a mirror, I am tempted to taste it, but nevertheless I cannot. विचार करिए यदि आस्वाद उपाय राधिका स्वरूप हिते तबे मनदाय. If I deliberate on a way to taste it, I find that I hanker for the position of Radhika. The third reason will come soon. अप्र अपरिकलित पूर्वक चमत्कार करी स्फुरति मम गरीयानेश माधुर्य पुरा. अयम अहम अपि हंत प्रेक्षयम लुब्ध चेता सरभसम उपभोक्तुम कामये राधिकेव. Who manifests the abundance of sweetness greater than mine, which has never been experienced before and which causes wonder to all. Alas, I myself, my mind bewildered upon seeing this beauty, impetuously desire to enjoy it like Srimati Radharani. कृष्ण माधुर्य एक स्वभाव के हैला कृष्ण आदि नर नारी करये चंचला. The beauty of Krishna is one natural strength. It thrills the hearts of all men and women, beginning with Lord Krishna himself. श्रवणे दर्शने आकर्षे सर्व मन अपान आस्वादिते कृष्ण करेना yatna. All minds are attracted by hearing his sweet voice and flute, or by seeing his beauty. Even Lord Krishna himself makes efforts to taste that sweetness. That's why gopis, Rupa Goswami explained. If at all, if you want to enjoy this material, don't even go to the bank of Yamuna and see this most enchanting form of Sri Radha Govind Dev. Don't even look at his face, then you'll have no attraction for this material world. So यही माधुर्यामृत पान सदा यही करे तृष्ण शांति नाहे तृष्ण बड़े निरंतरे. The thirst for the one who always brings the nectar of that sweetness is never satisfied. Rather, that thirst increases constantly. अतृप्त हया करे विधेर निंदना अविदग्ध विधि बाला ना जाने सृजना. Such a person being unsatisfied began to blaspheme Lord Brahma, saying that he does not know the art of creating well and is simply inexperienced. कोटि नेत्र नहीं दिला सवे दिला दुई तहाते निमेश कृष्ण के देखी बा मुनि. He has not given millions of eyes to see the beauty of Krishna. He has given only two eyes, and even those eyes blink. How then shall I see the lovely face of Krishna? You can see that what is the mood. Oh Krishna, when you go to the forest during the day and we do not see your sweet face, which is surrounded by beautiful curling hair, half a second becomes as long as an entire age for us. And we consider the Creator who has put eyelids on the eye, who we use for seeing you, to be simply a fool. This is same to last two words of Sixastam Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is expressing. गोप्यश्च कृष्णम् उपलभ्य चिराद अभीष्टम् यत् प्रेक्षणे दृशीषु पक्ष्म कृतं सपन्ति दृग्भिर् हृदि कृतं नलं परिरभ्य सर्वा तद्भावम् आपुरपि नित्ययुजम् दुरापन. The gopis saw their beloved Krishna at Kurukshetra after long separation. They secured and embraced him in their heart through their eyes and they attained a joy so intense that not even perfect yogis can attain it. The gopis cursed the creator for creating eyelids that interfered with their vision. There's so much in intense separation. Yugayitam nimeshena chakshusha pravrushaitam sumyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahirami. अश्लेषवां पादरतां पिनस्तु मां मर्महतां करोतु यथा तथा वातुलं पटो मत्प्राणनादस्तु स एव नापरः. Their object of love is only Krishna, no one else. कृष्णावलोकन बिना नेत्र फला नाही आना यही जना कृष्ण देखे से ही भाग्यवान. There is no consummation for the eyes other than the sight of Krishna. Whoever sees him is most fortunate. The gopis wrote, friend, those eyes that see the beautiful faces of the sons of Maharaj Nanda are certainly fortunate. As these two sons enter the forest, surrounded by their friend, driving their cows before them, they hold their flutes to their mouths and glance lovingly upon the residents of Vrindavana. For those who have eyes, we think there is no greater object of vision. What austerities must the gopis have performed? With their eyes, they always drink the nectar of the form of Lord Krishna, which is the essence of loveliness and is not to be equaled or surpassed. That loveliness is the only abode of beauty, fame, and opulence. It is self perfect, ever present, and extremely rare. ಅಪೂರ್ವ ಮಾಧುರಿ ಕೃಷ್ಣೇರ ಅಪೂರ್ವ ತಾರ ಬಲ ಯಾಹಾರ ಶ್ರವಣೆ ಮನೆ ಹಯ್ಯ ತಲಮಲ. The sweetness of Lord Krishna is unprecedented and strength is also unprecedented. Simply by one's hearing of such beauty, the mind becomes unsteady. Krishna Madhurye Krishne Upajaya Loba. Krishnera Madhurye Krishna Upajaya Loba. Samyak Aswadite Nare Mane Rahe Kshoba. Third reason is coming up. The Lord Krishna's own beauty attracts Lord Krishna himself, but because he cannot fully enjoy it, his mind remains full of sorrow. यही तो द्वितीय हेतुरा करिले विवरण तृतीय हेतुरा एक सुनाव लक्षण. First one was love, second one was sweetness, the intensity, the ecstasy, the highest bliss. Now the third one, the rasa. This is a description of his second desire. Now please listen as I describe the third. This is very important to understand why we have to perform bhakti. What are we going to get? You can see clearly here what's happening with Lord Krishna himself as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's want to taste. He missed three of these desires in Krishna Leela. अत्यंत निगूढ़ यही रसेर सिद्धांत स्वरूप गोसानी मात्र जनेन एकांत. We are going above the time, but it is very important. So based on this only we can actually really develop this genuine love, increase and increase. This conclusion of rasa is extremely deep. Only Surup Damodar knows much about it. एव केन अन्य जाने से हो तहाते आइते चैतन्य गोसानि तेन अत्यंत मर्म आइते. Anyone else who claims to know it must have heard it from him, for he was the most intimate companion of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Gopi Ganera Premera Radha Bhava Nama Visuddha Nirmala Prema Kabu Nahe Kama. The love of the gopis is called Radha Bhav, Roda Bhav, Aniruddha Mahabhav. It is pure and spotless. It is not at any time lust. The Gopi, pure love of the gopis has become celebrated by the name lust. The dear devotees of the Lord, headed by Sri Uddhava, desire to taste that love. Love and lust have different characteristics, just as iron and gold have different natures. And the desire to gratify one's own senses is kama lust, but the desire to please the senses of Lord Krishna is prema, love. The object of lust is only the enjoyment of one's own senses, but the love caters to the enjoyment of Lord Krishna. Thus, it is very, very powerful. The social customs, scriptural injunctions, bodily demand, fruitive action, shyness, patience, bodily pleasure, self gratification, and the path of Anashram Dharma, which is difficult to give up. The gopis have forsaken all these, as well as their own relatives, and their punishment and scolding for the sake of serving Lord Krishna. They render loving service to him for the sake of his enjoyment, as I told many times. The baby is crying, the husband scolding, the mother in law scolding, so many things. The rotis are burning, all those things. As soon as they hear the flute, we'll hear in a minute the flute sound and the descriptions on another side by Rupa Goswami. This is called firm attachment to Lord Krishna. It is spotless, pure, like a clean cloth that has no stain whatsoever. Therefore, the lust and love are quite different. Lust is like a dense darkness, but love is like a bright sun. Thus, there is not a single slightest taint of lust in the gopis' love. Their relationship with Krishna is the only for the sake of his enjoyment, Lord Krishna's enjoyment. Oh, dearly beloved, your lotus feet are so soft. Our mind, therefore, are filled with anxiety that you tender feet might be wounded by pebbles as you roam about on the forest path. The gopis do not care for their own pleasures or pains. All their physical and mental activities are directed toward offering enjoyment to Lord Krishna. They renounce everything for Krishna. They have pure attachment to giving Krishna's pleasure, giving Krishna pleasure. Oh, my beloved gopis, you have renounced social customs, scriptural injunctions, relatives for my sake. I disappeared behind you only to increase your concentration upon me. Since I disappeared for your benefit, you should not be displeased with me. Lord Krishna has a promise from before to reciprocate with his devotees according to the way they worship him. So that's even Bhagavad Gita breaks here. So in the case of Gopi's law, even whatever promise the Lord Krishna gives, it doesn't stand anymore. Etamam prapadyam sthitam stataiva bhajami mama vartaman vartante manushya partha sarva. This is the Bhagavad Gita chapter 4 verse number 11. Now see what happens here. In whatever way my devotees surrender unto me, I reward them accordingly. Everyone follows my path in all respects. Oh, son of Pruta. See Pratigna Banga Haila Gopera Bhajane Tahat Pramana Krishna Sri Mukhe Vachana. That promise has been broken by the worship of the gopis, as Lord Krishna himself admits. O gopis, I am not able to repay my debt for your spotless service, even within a lifetime of Brahma. Your connection with me is beyond reproach. You have worshipped me, cutting off all domestic ties which are difficult to break. Therefore, please let your own glories, deeds be your compensation. This is a very beautiful verse. Na paraye aham niravadya samyujam swa sadhu krutyam vibuddha yusapiva yat ma vajan durjaya geha shrinkala samvruscha tadvan pratiyatu sadhuna. So your service is your glories. I cannot repay you. This is the same with Haridas Thakur Mahaprabhu is mentioning. I cannot repay your debt. Even Lord Ramachandra is mentioning to Lord Hanuman. I cannot. Hundreds and hundreds lifetimes. I cannot repay your debt. So now whatever affection we see the gopis show for their own bodies, no, it's certain that for it to be only for the sake of Lord Krishna. The gopis think I have offered this body to Lord Krishna. He is its owner and it brings him enjoyment. Krishna finds a joy in seeing and touching his body. It is for this reason that they cleanse and decorate their bodies. Why they decorate, why they put the ornament, why they put the nice clothes. This is only for Krishna's pleasure. Oh Arjuna, there are no greater receptacles of deep love for me than the gopis who cleanse and decorate their bodies because they consider them mine. This is another wonderful feature of the emotion of the gopis. Its power is to beyond the comprehension of the intelligence. So that's why this is the third reason. The emotion, the actual, the rasa, various rasas. Sometimes it's scolding, sometimes it's pleasing. So all kinds of rasas are there. It's not just one rasa, it's increasing, ever increasing. And the gopis see Lord Krishna, they derive unbounded bliss, although they have no desire for such pleasure. The gopis taste a pleasure 10 million times greater than the pleasure Lord Krishna derives from seeing them. The gopis have no inclination for their own enjoyment, yet their joy increases. That is indeed a contradiction. For this contradiction, I see only one solution. The joy of the gopis lie in the joy of their beloved Krishna. So we can see here what's happening here. Uh, Now we'll read further the Lord Krishna's beauty. Why gopis and Radharani are all intoxicated. Raya kai Vrindavana Murali Niswasana Krishna Radhikara Kaiche Kari Yache Varnana. Sri Ramanand Rai further inquired, how have you described Vrindavan and the vibration of the transcendental fluid and the relationship between Krishna and Radhika? This is the conversation in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu between Ramanand Rai and Rupa Goswami. Rupa Goswami describing in his book Lalita Madhava and Vidagdha Madhava, and all others are there. So Damodar Goswami and other combination of Haridas Thakur are all of them are there. कुहा कुमार कवित्व सुनी लया चमत्कार कृष्ण क्रमा रूपे गोसानी कहे करी नमस्कार. Please tell me this, for your poetic ability is wonderful. After offering obeisance, Ramanand Rai, Rupa Goswami gradually began answering his inquiries. The sweet fragrant honey oozing from newly grown mango buds is again and again attracting groups of bumblebees, and this forest is trembling in the softly moving breezes from Malaya hills, which are full of sandalwood trees. Thus, the forest of Vrindavana is increasing my transcendental pleasure. वृंदावनीयं द्वितीय दिव्यलता परितं लतश्च पुष्प स्फुरिताग्रभाजा पुष्पाणि च स्फीतमधु व्रतानि मधुव्रतश्च श्रुतहरिगीता. My dear friends, see how this forest of Vrindavan is full of transcendental creepers and trees. The tops of the creepers are full of flowers, and intoxicated bumblebees are buzzing around them, humming songs that please the ear and surpass even the Vedic hymns. Oh, my dear friend, the forest of Vrindavan is giving great pleasure to our senses in various ways. Somewhere bumblebees are singing in groups, some places mild breezes are cooling the entire atmosphere. Somewhere the creepers are and tree trees are dancing, the mallika flowers are expanding their fragrance, and an overabundance of juice is constantly flowing in showers from pomegranate fruits. Wow, pomegranate fruits. We should offer pomegranate. This is now, I think, time season. The fruit of Krishna's summer. The fruit of Krishna's pastimes measures 3 fingers in length and it is bedecked with Indranila gems. At the ends of the flute are Aruna gems, rubies, glittering beautifully, and between its ends the flute is plated with gold set ablaze by diamond. This auspicious fruit pleasing to Krishna is glittering in his hand with transcendental brilliance. My dear friend, the flute, it appears that you have been born of a very good family, for your residence is in the hands of Sri Krishna. By birth, you are simple and are not at all crooked. Why then have you taken initiation into this dangerous mantra that enchant the assembled gopis? My dear friend, the flute, you are actually full of many holes or faults. You are light, hard, useless, and full of knots. But what kind of pious activities have engaged you in the service of being kissed by the Lord and embraced by his hands? The transcendental vibration of Krishna's blues blocked the movements of the rain clouds, struck the Gandharvas full of wonder, and agitated the meditation of great saintly persons like Sanaka, Sanandana. It created wonder in even in Lord Brahma, wrought intense curiosity that agitated the mind of Bali Maharaj, who was otherwise firmly fixed, made Maharaj Ananta, carrier of planets, whirl around and penetrated the strong coverings of the universe. Thus, the sound of the flute in the hands of Krishna created a wonderful situation. See that? How many this flute sound has so many relationships, so many connections. Even Lord Brahma received all his Gayatri mantra, all his transcendental knowledge to create, to do his service by flute only. We hear what's happening with flute sound, even Bali Maharaj and Lord Ananta and others. The beauty of Krishna's eyes surpass the beauty of white lotus flowers. His yellow garments surpass the brilliance of fresh decorations of kunkuma. His ornaments of selected forest flowers subdue the hankering for the best of the great garment, and his bodily beauty possesses mind attracting splendor greater than jewels known as Marakata money, emeralds. अयं नयन दंडित प्रवर पुंडरीक प्रभा प्रभाति नव जागूर द्युति विदम्बि पीतांबर अरण्य परिस्क्रिया दमित दिव्य वेशाधरो हरिन्मणि मनोहर द्युतिवीर उज्ज्वलांगो हरि. Beauty of Lord Krishna is described by Purnamasi. Oh, most beautiful friend, please accept the Supreme Personality of Godhead who is standing before you, full of transcendental bliss. The borders of his eyes roam from side to side, and his eyebrows move slowly like bumblebees on his lotus-like face, standing with his right foot placed before the knee, below the knee of his left leg, the middle of his body covered in 3 places, and his neck gracefully tilted to the side. He takes his flute to his pursed lips and moves his fingers upon it here and there. Lord Krishna is beautiful. Oh, beautifully faced one. Who is this creative person standing before us with the sharp chisels of his loving glances? He is splitting the hard stones of many women's devotion to their husband, and with the luster of his body surpassing the brilliance of countless emeralds, he is simultaneously constructing private meeting places for his pastimes. My dear friend, this newly youthful Lord Krishna, the moon is the family of Nanda Maharaj. It is so beautiful that he defines the beauty of clusters of valuable jewels, all nourished to the vibration of his flute, for it is cunningly breaking the patience of the gopis of Vrindavan. So I can see it is going further and further. We'll stop here. So you can understand why we perform bhakti, why Sri Chaitanya himself, Krishna himself want to taste this bhakti, taste the especially the deepest love of Srimad Radharani, number one. Number two, the sweet ecstasy, the bliss, internal bliss, Radha Rani and gopis are relishing. Number three, the rasas, the intense, various mellows, various characteristics. It gets increasing and increasing. Anam Vardhanam. So that's why we should get also. We will also get. We may not get at that highest level of Radharani's Aniruddha Mahabhav, but we will get that itself is inundates our whole body. You cannot even realize how much it is intense. The tears will be flowing. Everything will happen. All the ecstasies, emotions. Then at that point, we'll give up everything, whatever is happening around us. Nothing will bother us. Right now, we are not there, so that's why we're not realizing why bhakti is urgent, why bhakti has to be performed, how seriously it has to be taken. We're not understanding any of this. Money only is chal raha hai. थैंक यू, हरे कृष्ण। चंद्रा श्रीमद भागवतम की जय, प्रभुपाद की जय, गौर भक्त की जय।